Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something huge, a claim that could literally rewrite the math books by challenging a law that's been rock solid for 200 years.
So let's just start with this question because it's at the core of a seriously audacious new scientific paper. For generations of mathematicians, the very idea was just unthinkable. But now, now everything's on the table. Okay, so to really get just how big of a deal this is, we've got to rewind a bit. We need to look at this absolute giant of mathematics, a rule that basically drew a line in the sand for algebra, telling us what's solvable and what's not. And here it is, Abel's impossibility theorem. Look, since 1824, this has been gospel. It basically says, hey, for some equations, anything fifth degree or higher, there's just no general formula to find the exact answer. It was seen as the end of the road, the point where algebra just stops. But what happens when someone walks up to that end of the road sign after 200 years and says, you know what? I think this sign is wrong. That someone is Professor Murad Sultan Izzuidi, and his claim is just, well, it's mind-blowing. He's saying he's solved a 20th degree polynomial, not an approximation, an exact solution. He's arguing that Abel's theorem isn't a law of nature, it's just a historical mistake we made because we weren't thinking big enough. And this isn't some shot in the dark either. If you look at his work, he's been building up to this. He's been systematically knocking down these so-called impossible equations degree by degree and publishing his methods all along the way. So you gotta ask, right? Why did everyone think this was impossible for so long? And what's so special about this new framework? What's the secret sauce that's supposedly different from 200 years of math? Well, according to Izzuidi, the old methods were kind of stuck in a box. They depended on these very specific mathematical tools that just, well, they don't work for equations of the fifth degree and up. And when those tools failed, the complexity just exploded into millions of terms. So mathematicians had to settle for approximations, for educated guesses. And eventually, they just accepted it as a fact of life, a natural limitation of math itself. And when you put them side by side like this, it's just, wow. It's not just an upgrade, it's a totally different philosophy. On one hand, you've got the old guard, impossible, approximation, and accept the limits. And on the other, you have Izzuidi's theorem, exact solutions, 100% symbolic accuracy, and a flat-out refusal to believe some problems are just meant to be unsolvable. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? The problem was never the equation. It was the tools. It's like for 200 years, everyone was trying to open this incredibly complex vault with a crowbar, and he's showing up with the blueprint and the combination. So what's in this new toolbox? Well, his theorem introduces a whole new way of looking at the problem. Instead of getting bogged down in complexity, his framework is designed to find the hidden patterns inside the equation itself, to use its own structure to, well, unlock it from the inside out. All right, so let's get to the main event. Let's see how this new framework actually takes on that supposedly unsolvable 20th degree monster. And there it is, a 20th degree polynomial. According to 2 centuries of math, finding an exact general formula for the roots of this thing is just impossible. For 200 years, the best you could ever hope for was getting close enough. So how does he do it? It's not about brute force, it's an elegant step-by-step process. He's developed this, well, think of it as a universal recursive formula. It's like a master key that unlocks one part of the equation, and that part gives you the key to the next, and so on. Every single step is a direct, precise calculation, no guesswork. And this is the absolute kicker. The claim is for 100% symbolic accuracy. By completely avoiding any numerical shortcuts or rounding, it gets rid of all the errors that plague traditional methods. We're talking pure, unadulterated algebraic precision. And this is what it looks like. It's not just a number, obviously. It's this complex, beautiful, symbolic formula, built piece by piece with that recursive method. This is one of the 20 exact roots of that polynomial, expressed with perfect algebraic clarity. So, what does this all mean? Look, if this thing holds up under peer review, the implications are massive. We're not just talking about one equation. This could change everything in fields like theoretical physics, cryptography, advanced engineering, basically anywhere we use complex math to model the real world. And that's why this quote from the source is so powerful.
This isn't just about solving one problem. It's about changing what it means to solve a problem. It's a shift from, accepting that some things are impossible to demanding that we find a way. Which brings us to the ultimate claim, the really audacious part. The idea here is that there is no upper limit to algebra, that every single polynomial, no matter how ridiculously complex, already has the blueprint for its own solution baked right into it. We just never had the right tools to read that blueprint. Abel's theorem wasn't a wall, it was just a horizon we couldn't see past. Until now. So that's where we are. The claim is out there for the whole world to see. Has algebra's final boundary really been broken? The math world is watching, holding its breath, to see if this is the start of a whole